Most businesses have access to powerful AI right now. But, the vast majority are still treating tools like ChatGPT like a simple, glorified search bar.
Totally. They ask a single question, get a decent answer, and then 5 minutes later, they close the tab.
And start over from zero. It's so inefficient.
Right.
The insight that separates, the top 1% from everyone else is actually pretty simple. The secret isn't asking better single questions occasionally.
No, it's building automated, persistent workflows.
Exactly.
And that's the mission today. We're going to unpack 5 practical, game-changing AI strategies that deliver real business results fast. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
And welcome to you, the listener. Thank you so much for sharing these incredible sources.
Yeah.
It's a full roadmap on maximizing business growth with AI.
Yeah, you told us you want those quick aha moments without feeling overwhelmed, and we totally get that. Our sources really stress that the real competitive advantage comes from integrating these persistent AI employees.
Not just using AI like a quick calculator.
Exactly. It's about systemic change, not just, using a cool tool once a day.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So we're starting with the foundational step, how to properly onboard your AI. Then we'll dive deep into those 5 core strategies, from multiplying your content value all the way to cloning your own unique expertise.
Let's start with that common failure point, because I think it happens to everyone. The sources call it the one-and-done problem. We ask a question, close the chat, and then we start fresh the next day. It just guarantees inconsistent and, frankly, generic results.
It's the worst way to use these tools. I mean, think about it with a human analogy. You would never hire a new strategist without giving them any context on your company, right?
Of course not. No context on tone, goals, industry, nothing.
And AI is exactly the same. If you want high-level output, you have to give it that persistent context.
The way we do that, especially in tools like ChatGPT, is through something called custom instructions.
And let's just define that jargon in plain English. Custom instructions are just the background rules and info that the AI remembers for every single conversation you start.
It's the ultimate shortcut. Instead of repeating your brand guidelines over and over,
AI just knows.
it already knows. So what should people actually include in there?
The sources suggest organizing it into 3 vital categories. First, your business details, industry, values, tone. Second, your role, your responsibilities, your goals.
And third, your preferences.
Right, like how long should the output be, what format, level of detail, all that stuff.
That context is everything. I mean, think about the difference. Without it, if you ask for a marketing strategy, you get, textbook theory.
Generic fluff.
But if it knows you run a digital marketing agency for 7-figure e-commerce brands because you put that in your custom instructions, the output is instantly about Shopify and Meta ads.
It shifts from generic advice to personalized strategic insight. And while we're talking about ChatGPT, this principle it's everywhere. Claude has projects, Gemini has preferences.
So how much difference does that initial 15 minutes of setup really make to the consistency of the output?
It pulls the AI away from the generic middle, making every interaction highly specific.
All right, let's jump into the first major use case, content amplification and repurposing.
I love this one.
If you produce one big piece of content, a podcast, a webinar, a long blog post, this system can save you over 10 hours a week.
That's a huge claim, but the sources actually back it up. One long-form piece can automatically generate over 30 distinct social media assets.
30. That's incredible volume from a single high-quality input.
The secret here is using tools that can handle a lot of context, like Claude Projects. This isn't just about dumping a transcript into a chat window.
Right, it's more structured. You create a project, maybe call it Weekly Content Engine.
And inside that project, you load all the context, your brand voice, audience profile, hashtags, your CTAs.
Then you upload the source content, the raw transcript, the slides, whatever you have. Claude's huge context window can just digest it all.
And then comes the magic, which is the prompting. You have to be strategically specific. That is non-negotiable.
So instead of saying, give me social posts.
Yeah, that's useless.
Yeah.
You say, create 10 tweets focusing only on the most surprising ideas, each under 280 characters, use my casual tone, and include a hook.
Or extract 5 actionable tips. Turn each one into a LinkedIn post with bullet points, a strong hook, and a question to drive engagement.
And the refinement process is key. This is where the project environment really shines.
Yeah.
If the first batch is too formal, you just tell it.
You give feedback right there. This is too academic. Add some dry humor, and it remembers that.
It remembers it for everything else you generate in that project. I mean, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself, where the AI slowly forgets what you told it.
We all do.
So having it remember the voice guidelines inside a project is it's so powerful.
So if the goal is quantity, how do we make sure this high volume still retains quality and strategic value across all these platforms?
The quality comes from using specific prompts and refining the AI's response with targeted feedback.
Okay, let's pivot. Use case number 2, automated market research. This one is about building a true strategic radar.
I like that, a strategic radar.
Because the reality is most business decisions still rely on gut feeling or, data that's months old.
When collecting competitive intel is just so slow and manual.
The solution here is combining a couple of tools. The sources propose using ChatGPT's Deep Research feature with an automation tool like N8N.
Okay, we should probably define N8N really quickly.
Yeah, think of it as a tool that lets you build scheduled workflows, like stacking Lego blocks of data. They just run in the background, connecting your apps without you touching them.
Got it. And Deep Research, that isn't just a simple Google search, is it?
Not at all. You give it a big question, and it actively searches multiple sources, synthesizes the information, and generates a full, structured report. It's like an investigator.
So the first step is defining those high-leverage questions. You're not asking for simple facts.
No, you're looking for strategic intelligence. Things like, what are our top 5 competitors doing right now for content and paid media?
Or maybe, what are the most common complaints about our product category in online forums right now?
Exactly. Then you build the automation blueprint in 8N. You set a trigger for, say, every Monday morning at 8 a.m.
And that trigger fires up an AI agent that you've prompted to be an expert market researcher.
That agent then uses a web search tool to get live data, and then, this is the crucial part, it structures the findings and generates a clean summary.
And the final step is delivery. It sends that report right to your Slack or your email.
Whoa. I mean, just imagine scaling this. Instead of one person spending an hour on research, you have a system monitoring hundreds of competitors and trends.
And it delivers a full intelligence briefing to your inbox every single Monday morning.
That is absolutely transformative.
So what's the critical advantage of getting this automated briefing compared to just doing it manually when you have time?
It provides a strategic radar, showing you competitor moves and market trends before they happen.
Welcome back. We're moving into the next 2 use cases, which are highly strategic and really personal, using AI as a thought partner and then cloning your own expertise.
Okay, use case 3. The business brain and strategic thought partner. This one, again, leverages platforms like Claude for their ability to handle massive amounts of context.
And the sources point out something really true entrepreneurship can be a lonely job.
For sure. And this AI setup gives you a non-judgmental, tireless partner to help you pressure test your decisions.
So to set it up, you create a business strategy project in Claude, and you load it with all your core documents, your business plan, financials, meeting transcripts.
Your long-term vision memo. You're basically creating an institutional memory for the AI.
Right. And the approach here is critical. You don't just ask for quick answers. You use it to think through problems step by step.
You demand scrutiny. So you might say, analyze the pros and cons of this product, pivot from 3 angles: financial, operational, and brand risk. And then you tell the AI to ask you clarifying questions before it even suggests a solution.
It becomes a real debate. You can challenge its suggestions, introduce new information. Okay, I'm thinking of raising prices by 20%. What should I be worried about based on our Q2 numbers?
And the power really compounds because it remembers. Weeks later, you can go back and ask,
Hey, look back at our pricing conversation from March. What did we predict would happen versus what actually happened?
what's the single biggest lesson? It becomes a real learning system.
Which is the perfect lead-in to use case number 4, cloning your expertise and monetizing it. This is for the coaches, the consultants.
Anyone whose business is their knowledge.
Right. And this is done mainly through Custom GPTs, which are shareable AI assistants you build right inside ChatGPT.
You're basically packaging your specific knowledge and your tone into a useful digital assistant.
The most critical step here is the training data. Garbage in, garbage out. You have to upload high-quality knowledge.
PDFs of your best blogs, transcripts of your frameworks, case studies.
The more high-quality stuff you put in the knowledge section, the more it will actually think and sound like you.
Then you train its behavior. You give it system prompts on how to answer.
Things like, always diagnose the root cause first, or never give a solution without asking for context.
And crucially, do not make things up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not hallucinate. And this AI clone then becomes a scalable asset, a lead magnet, a 247-course companion, an internal training tool.
So is creating an AI clone about replacing yourself, or is it more about scaling that introductory level of your knowledge?
It scales your expertise to a wider audience, providing 247 assistants without replacing high-value human interaction.
Okay, we've arrived at use case number 5, which the sources argue is the true competitive advantage, creating custom AI employees.
This is the big one. The definitive shift away from using AI for one-off tasks and into fully autonomous, repeating workflows.
An AI employee isn't just a bot. It's a specialized workflow with a detailed job description. It runs on a schedule or a trigger, and it integrates with the systems you already use.
It's like having a specialized team member that worked 24/7, never gets tired, and executes with perfect precision.
The sources give a great example: the customer insight analyst.
Okay, so its job is crystal clear: monitor support conversations, categorize them by topic and sentiment, and flag churn risks.
And the workflow is mapped out precisely. A trigger fires when a new ticket arrives in Zendesk. The AI agent analyzes the conversation for urgency, sentiment, feature requests.
Then the results get aggregated in real time. The AI writes a quick executive summary of the top 3 issues of the day.
And that final report gets sent directly to the product team's Slack channel, instantly.
The speed and accuracy are just massive. You're getting continuous customer insight without anyone ever having to read through thousands of tickets.
You're creating tireless specialists. You could have a content distribution manager that takes a blog post and automatically creates and schedules all the social assets.
Or a financial analyst that monitors daily transactions and flags anomalies.
This sounds amazing, but what is the biggest hurdle for businesses trying to move from just using ChatGPT to building these AI employee workflows?
The challenge isn't the AI. It's defining the job precisely and mapping the data flow between tools.
So let's zoom out and recap those 5 strategies. First, that crucial step of context setting with custom instructions.
That's your AI's persistent memory. Second, automated content repurposing, multiplying your output.
Third, building that strategic radar with automated market research. Fourth, leveraging AI as a strategic thought partner.
And finally, the true competitive edge, building those specialized AI employees that work completely autonomously.
The conclusion from all the sources is crystal clear. The competitive gap is widening right now. Most businesses are still just experimenting.
They're debating if it's even useful. Meanwhile, the successful few are integrating these autonomous systems now.
This isn't some future theory. It's a tangible, actionable plan to be in that top 1%.
So we'd encourage you, just pick one use case this week. Start with your custom instructions, or maybe set up a content repurposing project this afternoon. Just start.
Implement it and see what happens. We're moving beyond just answering questions now.
Which leaves a final thought. If these autonomous systems work 24/7, tirelessly collecting and synthesizing intelligence, how will the very definition of a well-informed business leader change when their strategic briefing just arrives automatically every Monday morning?
Something profound to think about as you start building your first AI employee. Thank you for taking this deep dive with us.
So what does this all mean?